Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Veronica Priscilla. We're gonna do a look on the Singe Beauty Paisley Hoot palette. I love this palette. It has a bunch of neutrals that are up my alley. Very grungy, very autumn, fall. So if you're interested in an eye look that's coppery for everyday wear or for going out, make sure you guys stay tuned and keep on watching. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe already. I would love to have you guys. And if you guys have any questions or any commentary, make sure you put that down below. So we're gonna go in with Velvet first, use that as our transition shade, and then I already added my transition shade earlier with this brush, so it already has a little bit of corridor, which is this like orangey pretty color, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and then just go right in. And we're just gonna blend those two together just to add some cohesiveness for the base of the eye. And then I kind of just drag it out ever so slightly to the edge just so that I can slowly start elongating the eye look. And we're going to go back in with Velvet, and then I'm going to add a little bit more of that mustard yellow over the top. That's literally my favorite color in this palette, but I keep saying that about all the colors. But honestly, Velvet, which is that mustard yellow, and all the cool tone greens are really pretty. Small brush that's just going to diffuse the look, and then that's basically the base. The eye is going to be very simple. It just looks a little bit more complex than it actually really is. Okay, then we're going to take in Cordior and Earthy, and then I'm just going to add it ever so slightly right below just to add a little bit of more depth into the eye look. And then this goes more into the crease than anything. I try to keep it lower below the Velvet Mustard just so that you can see that there's some cohesion, which I have going on this end onto this side. And then we're taking the detailed pointy brush, and I will be going into Bougie and Earthly Transition Brown terracotta shade and this cool tone brown, and I'm gonna add a little bit of both, and then I'm gonna slowly start building the edge of my angled eyeliner look. And I just take it ever so slightly on the edge of the crease, and then I start building in that depth. And then ever so slightly, I'm gonna start angling it outwards. And then just taking a little bit more Bougie, which is the cool tone brown shade, and then ever so slightly edging it out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're gonna get a little sloppy, it's better that you get sloppy on the bottom edge versus the top. Okay. And as you can see, it's just slowly elongating the look. Really pretty terracotta orange. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit more depth right here to the edge of the lid and the crease where it meets. Lower lid. Just kind of carving out the eye. This is very simple. It's like the easiest part of the look. An angled brush, and then I'm gonna go back in with Bougie, and then I'm literally going to outline my eyelid, and then just to open up the eye, and then we're also going to line the eyeliner a little bit more with more definition, more precision. That's just going to give it a more sharp effect. And then we're going to open up the eye by tight lining essentially in the inner front corner of the lid, which is what I did right now. And then that's using just eyeshadow. And as you can see, my eye just looks a little more open, more alive. Tie-dye, I'm gonna just use a flat top brush. And then I'm gonna slowly start at the center of the lid. And then I'm gonna kind of go at an angle. And then slowly place the eyeshadow over the top. And then I'm dipping into Groovy as well, which is more of like a yellow gold base. It's a little bit more coppery, I guess you could say. And then just going ever so slightly over that. And then as you can see, that's starting to add a little bit of dimension into my look. And we're gonna go into Jumpsuit just to slowly start adding extra dimension to the inner part with the same brush. I'm literally gonna just take and then place. Then we're gonna go in with Funky and a little bit of tie-dye, and that's what was in this very corner edge of the lid. And then I'm gonna basically place the same edge right here, and this is like a multi-chrome where it's a little bit pink, a little bit orange. It just makes the look of the eyeshadow look so much prettier, I'm telling you. a little bit more because I feel like it needs to be even now that I'm doing it together. We're going in with Shag Rug, which is a very matte white, and then I'm basically going to place this on the very edge before I go in with Disco, which is the white topper shade. And then I'm going in with Disco right there. And you see how it just made the eye look pop out more? Okay, right there. A little bit of translucent powder, and then just do this essentially, and then this is gonna create a more sharp eyeliner effect. But as you can see, it's looking more 3D, more three-dimensional. We're gonna go ahead and curl my eyelashes, and then I will be going in with my favorite mascara, which is by Apple Cosmetics. If you know, you know. And then I will be right back. So what are we thinking about this look? Do we like it? Do we hate it? Would you wear this? This is literally like the perfect autumn, fall, coppery look for me. What do you guys think? Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.